Hello, everyone. Welcome to CSX In the Kitchen. I have a very special guest today, and it's Susan Selaski from the Detroit Free Press, food writer and director of the Test Kitchen.
Yes, the
Welcome.
Free Press Test Kitchen. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming all the way to our
Yes.
set. I'm excited
Yes.
to meet you because
Yes.
I've been reading you for a very long time.
Thank you.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
You just had an anniversary there.
Yes, I did. 33 years I've completed at the Free Press.
That's incredible.
Yes.
Yes. Well, big congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
It's an honor to have you here.
Thank you.
And it's a busy week for you.
That it is. It's a busy week for the Free Press. This is our 18th Restaurant of the Year coverage, and this week we're counting down the top 10 best new restaurants in the metro area.
And people, I'm sure, have been following that.
Yes.
And it all leads up to Restaurant of the Year, which
Correct.
we can't talk about.
No.
But it's going to be good because it always is.
Yes, it is. It is. Yes.
Yeah,
It's a big
so-
secret.
Yes, it's the biggest secret.
Yes.
So we're going to make what today?
This is a loaded potato soup, and it's made with, obviously, with potatoes,
Yeah.
leeks, onions, and garlic, all in the same family. And leeks, a lot of people shy away from leeks because they don't know what it is. They just see this leek and they think, well, this is just a big green onion. I don't know what to do with it. Okay,
a large scallion.
Yeah, exactly. So, and most recipes just tell you to use like the white and light green parts. And
Which is what I always do,
Yes.
Susan. Okay.
And one key part about leeks is that they're really dirty. They're really sandy, as you can see right
Oh,
here.
yeah.
So we need, you need to really rinse them. They get all this really grit in between, and but they're so flavorful. They're so mild, and let me just turn. We got some cooking right now.
Yes, we do.
Turn it down just a hair, okay? And so anyhow, so in the soup we're going to use the white and green parts, but we're also going to use these green tops, which a lot of recipes say don't use them, discard the
Yeah.
green tops. Well, you don't want to be wasteful, so you make a leek stock with this, and this is what the tip from the chef who created this restaurant, or excuse me,
This recipe.
the recipe.
Yeah.
So you soak the tops in boiling water
Okay.
at first, reduce it to a simmer for about 30 minutes, and you get this real flavorful leek infused stock.
See, I'm excited about the
Okay.
leek stock because this is something all new to me.
Yes.
I've not heard about
Yes.
leek stock, so you brought something new to the kitchen. That's exciting. And
It's going to help because potatoes are kind of thick, and when you're making a potato soup, you need something to thin it out. I mean, we're going to thin it out with heavy cream. I mean, who doesn't like heavy cream?
Yeah.
It's like a great, ingredient.
it's everything.
Yes.
Butter, cream,
Yes.
fat is flavor.
Yes, but it still tends to get a little thick, and so you need something to thin it out with.
And sometimes people just use water or broth, but the leek stock is right
key.
here. Very
Yes,
exciting.
it's key. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we've been sautéing the leeks. And what else is in there?
Leeks, onions, and garlic. And
Okay.
it's gotten a little brown. You don't really want it to get too brown. But,
Right.
And so now we're going to add our heavy cream.
Right here.
Yep.
Here's the
And
cream.
this is 3 cups of heavy cream.
3 cups. Okay.
And we're just going to let that cook for probably about 10 minutes. And what we're doing is infusing the cream with the leeks and the onions and the garlic. And
That
it's
sounds
just going to
amazing.
take on this really, nice flavor. So we'll heat that up, turn that up just a little
Sure.
bit more.
So yeah, the infusing part is important. So we
Yes.
did that sautéing, or you, shall I say, for about 15 minutes. How long would you infuse this if you were doing this
Like
in
10
the
minutes, about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I mean, you don't want it to cook too long because then that heavy cream will start to, reduce and thicken up a little too much.
Right.
But about 10, 15 minutes, and it's going to infuse, the flavor.
Okay.
Of the leeks and the onions and the garlic, and actually sautéing them, it's actually called sweating, as you would know.
Right.
And it's you slowly bringing out that flavor and the sweetness without caramelizing the onions.
Would
So-
you ever roast the leeks? Not for this recipe, obviously, because this is a particular chef's
think it'd be great.
recipe.
Yeah.
Roasting might work.
I
I mean, I'm
think
just
it would
throwing
be great.
options out there.
Yeah, I think that would work. I think that would be a really nice. I'm a big fan of any onion actually. So yeah. So
I'm
it's
with you
good.
on that. And can we talk about where the recipe's from?
This is from Grey Ghost in Detroit's Midtown.
Which I haven't been to yet. Grey Ghost, but there's a lot going on with Grey Ghost.
Yes, it's one of the new restaurants in Detroit this year. So they opened, I believe, last summer or maybe it was March.
It's been pretty recent.
Yes.
And let's talk about that as you are the food writer for the Detroit Free Press.
Yes.
What is your the big picture about this crazy restaurant scene in Detroit?
Well, it's, having worked downtown for a long time, I mean, it's really cool to see all the new restaurants and everything, and all the vibe downtown is just great.
Yeah.
And the vibe everywhere in the restaurant scene is really cool. I follow mainly recipes. I don't get to get out to all of them,
Right.
but. It's just a really neat thing, I think, that's happening in the city of Detroit right now.
Yeah,
So
and it's in many different pockets. Okay, so
Yes.
this particular restaurant is in
Midtown.
Midtown, and then Courttown's popping as well.
Oh, yes,
And then lots of other areas. And so I would imagine, since you've been writing for 3 years?
33.
33
Mainly
years.
yeah.
This has to be a revolution, a restaurant revolution like you've never seen before.
Well, for me, yes. We do have a restaurant critic, and Mark Kurlianchik is the one that really follows everything, and he's been part of the, all the unveiling this week and everything. But yeah, it's really cool. I mean, it's just a really neat thing,
It's exciting, isn't it?
It is, very.
And it's gotten a lot national attention, which is...
Yes.
We'll take it.
Absolutely.
We'll take it, absolutely.
Yeah.
So this has been infusing.
This is infusing, so we're probably about ready now. Okay. I can smell. I mean, you can really smell. The leeks and the garlic and everything.
Yes.
Now, one key to this recipe is using cold potatoes. You want your potatoes to cool before you use them. If you've ever had a soup that has that gummy texture,
Right. Kind of sandy.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. So what the chef told me, he said, cook the potatoes in boiling water start them out in boiling cold water, add some kosher salt to it, and let them cook until they're tender, like really tender, like almost falling apart. You can see, look, these are like almost crumbly.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so what we're going to do is we're going to put some potatoes in the blender.
Yes.
Then we're going to add some of the infused cream, and then we're going to blend it a little bit, and then we're going to thin it with some stock.
With the leek stock.
Okay.
So excited.
So you don't want to put it all in at once. That's the other thing.
Okay, because it might jam up and it doesn't.
Yep.
It's not real even. Is that why?
Yes.
Okay.
So we're going to start out with like a handful of potatoes here.
Okay. So a slow layering process is what we're doing here.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited about Restaurant of the Year that will be announced tomorrow.
Friday.
On Friday, yep. And I went to school at Schoolcraft, and someone who attended the school his restaurant was awarded Restaurant of the Year one year. That was The Root
Oh.
in White Lake.
I've been there.
It's
Yes.
wonderful,
Yep.
isn't it? Yeah. And he's got there's
this over here.
so many restaurants in this town I want to get to. There's just not enough time.
Okay, so we're going to add a little bit of this.
Okay. Get a little of that.
And when you chop the leeks and the onions, there's no, you don't have to be perfect because they're going to, get blended.
Right.
So it's just a rough chop and.
Okay. You don't have to have perfect knife cuts in this situation.
Exactly.
Okay, great.
Okay, so we'll start out with a little bit of that.
And the Vitamix is a very handy.
Yes, they're very powerful.
Yeah. I mean, it's a bit of an investment for your home kitchen, but it's really worth it.
And I think this is on low, right? We're just going to pulse this first.
Okay.
Let's see.
Let's pulse it. I think maybe here. There we go. I did something.
Yeah. See how powerful it is?
Yes. Extremely powerful.
Yeah.
Okay.
There, that's what we want. And then we're going to turn it up. There we go.
Read the manual when you get it, because these things can be difficult. I struggle with them.
There we go. Okay, so
We
now
got it.
So it's starting. See how thick it is, though.
Yes, yeah,
So
sure is.
let's just take this out.
Okay.
We'll set it right here.
Sure.
And we're going to add a little bit of this stock.
And the leek stock is, as you said, it was just water
Yeah.
and
And
the
the
green
leek.
tops of the leeks. How long do you let that go?
About 30 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's just a beautiful way of adding more flavor. Something I haven't thought of. I've never thought of that.
Wow.
There we go.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go. So yeah, it's starting to, it's still now it's thin, and we're going to be adding more potatoes to it. Plus, the other thing we want to add is a little bit of olive oil. This is going to emulsify the mixture.
Oh, okay. Great.
So probably about 2 tablespoons per batch.
Okay.
Every time you put them in there.
And any particular olive oil?
Just
Extra
whatever.
virgin?
No. You can use whatever you have on hand.
Okay.
But you can see how it's starting to come together really nice. It's getting to be a nice emulsification in there.
Sure is.
So now we can add some more potatoes.
Looks nice and creamy and beautiful. Okay.
And then another handful of potatoes.
I'm proud to be your sous chef.
Okay.
Susan
Thank you.
Silasky, Detroit Free Press, everybody. She's in the house. Yes. Okay.
Okay, and some more cream.
Okay. More cream.
So,
2 words I never get tired of.
yes.
Yes.
Very
So
tasty.
how often do you cook in the test kitchen? Would you say?
Usually, twice a week.
Okay.
It depends on what kind of stories we're working on, and I do write a column called Ask the Test Kitchen every week.
Yeah.
And another column called In Good Taste, and those have. What is this?
I think it's the speed of it, maybe.
Is it?
Perhaps. Yeah. Yeah.
There we go.
So tell us when do those come out?
Sunday is In Good Taste, and then actually most of our food copy has moved to Sunday now. So you'll find Ask the Test Kitchen, In Good Taste, Healthy Table, and various. Why is this?
I don't know.
Okay, this
It's
is
all
not.
right, it's
this is
working.
not my friend today. Huh? See, that's what I like to hear. Is that nice?
that little word.
Yeah,
Just a
that's what
little
we
word.
want.
So everyone can find all of your writing on Sundays.
Sundays.
Okay. And
Our restaurant coverage is in play on Thursdays. So you'll
Yeah, that's
find
what I
all
thought.
our restaurant coverage in Thursdays.
okay, excellent.
Okay,
Very, very
see,
good.
nice thickness
And
here.
Online,
Online, www.freep.com.
Freep.com is your friend, and you can
Let's,
get all the.
put a little
I've
bit
got a lot of
more-
great recipes
Put a little
from
bit
you
more,
in the test kitchen.
I think it's pretty cool that we still, test recipes. There's not very many newspapers around the country that still do that.
Yeah.
And it's real important because people need to know recipes work.
Yeah.
That's what's important.
Yeah, and some people need that guidance. Okay.
So now we've got all our ingredients mixed in.
Yes.
Okay. And it's nice and smooth, and it's the right consistency. Now we need to season it a little bit.
Sure thing.
Now, one of the key secrets that the chef told me about this recipe, it gets bacon fat. So it's really, really tasty.
Oh my
and
gosh.
adds, just like a depth of flavor to it. So we're just gonna add a little bit, like a
That's
teaspoon
great.
or so.
I keep it in my freezer.
Oh, that's great.
Right.
You never know.
You never know when
Never,
you can.
never be without bacon.
Yeah.
And then another thing that's going to tighten it up is a little bit of vinegar. This is cider vinegar.
Okay.
So we're going to add probably about a tablespoon of that. And then we're going to start with a little bit of salt.
Okay.
And we're using kosher salt here.
Kosher salt.
Because it's easier to grab, it's easier to adjust, to taste. And so we're just going to put, a few pinches of salt in there.
Okay.
And
We're
we're whirling. We just want to whirl it a little bit just to mix that up a bit.
okay. It's coming along nicely.
Yes. You can see it's starting to spin around there.
Yeah, at the top.
Yep.
Right. That means it's all going. Woo.
We're just going to get it going just a little bit more. There we go.
Okay.
Perfect. These mixers are so powerful. It
They
mixes
are.
it all right together.
Extremely.
So, yes. So now I think we're ready to taste.
Let's do
What do you
it.
think? Okay.
I'm
So I've
excited.
got 2 little ramekins here.
Okay.
A little of this soup goes a long way. I mean,
Yes.
it's so rich.
It's hearty,
It's
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very hearty. Oh, Thank you. Sous chef.
You got it.
And then see, look at the consistency.
Very velvety.
See, yes, smooth.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Beautiful.
So we've got 2 of these.
Okay.
Very nice.
What a great recipe.
It is. It's so
I
good.
just learned so much.
Okay, and then we're going to start
else?
with bacon.
Okay.
A little bit of bacon.
I'm in.
You want a lot of bacon?
No, this is good. Whatever. It's your recipe. I want you to do it the way you want to do it.
And a little bit of green onion.
Okay.
Like that, a little bit more onion, even though there's a lot of onion in there.
Sure.
This is a Vermont cheddar cheese.
Okay.
So I kind of like this for it's a little bit of a tangy flavor.
Yeah.
And a little bit more. Finally,
Something a little different.
more cream, sour
Okay.
cream. Gotta
Bring it
love,
on.
Gotta love it, right?
Yes.
Okay. There we go.
Okay. Well,
Okay, so
this beautiful soup. I'm so excited. Susan Salasky from the Detroit Free Press made this.
can you taste the onion, the leek in the
The stock.
stuff? Yeah, it's very.
I can. This is got so many.
It almost tastes like dessert.
It is a bit soupy dessert
Yes,
delight.
it's very good. But it's a great recipe from Grey Ghost in Midtown. I mean, Chef John Vermiglio gave me the recipe, and it's just really, really tasty.
And people can find this recipe
At www.freep.com or in Sunday's feast section on February the 12th.
Okay, excellent.
Yes.
Well, I'm so excited about your big restaurant week that you've been
Yes.
having at the Detroit Free Press. So happy to have you, Susan
you.
Salasky, here in the CSX kitchen. It's a real pleasure meeting you, being your sous chef, and I look forward to more of your recipes.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. It's been a great experience. And again, this is a great time of year for soup, and this is really hearty.
Yes, get on it. Enjoy this recipe.
Okay.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Thanks.